So how would you weigh up the investment opportunity in a new condo construction in South Florida, particularly Miami? My name is David Siddons, and this video is to help you understand what's a good investment using the analytics that we have at our disposal, the economics of the market, the historical data that's at our disposal, and the clear comprehension and analysis of each product against the rest of the market. So let's dive in to the Mandarin Oriental Residences on Brickell Key and see if it's worth investing in. Is the Mandarin Oriental Residences on Brickell Key a good investment? This is the fundamentals of buying new construction. And today we're going to analyze this specific building and get into the numbers. We're going to look at the micro level within the neighborhood, and we're going to expand into Miami and understand on our horizons of 5 years when this is going to be built, whether this is a good investment. So let's start off with the product. The Mandarin Oriental on Brickell Key. I'm here in the sales office, and please watch through to the end of the video as I tour you around the sales office, and you can see the level of quality, you can see the views, and you can understand why this is truly ultra luxury resort living, because this is really what it boils down to. The building is currently selling, as we are in October, around $2,500 a square foot. Let's compare this to the local market. The existing buildings in the market have a range of the top level luxury product selling anywhere between $2,600 a square foot and $1,750 a square foot. The outlier is an SLS penthouse, which sold at $2,600 a square foot, which probably is an outlier. Then below that, we have a sale, most recently, Unit 2701 at the Aston Martin building, which was just over $2,000 a square foot. And then below that, we have this year the Four Seasons here in Brickell, selling at $1,750 a square foot, and a unit at Santa Maria and Echo around $1,750 a square foot. Bearing in mind, these are older buildings. We do not have any ultra luxury product in the market today. Now, it wouldn't be fair just to compare it to Brickell, because this is resort living at scale. So now we actually should justifiably, for those who are looking at this building, they will most likely look for other resort projects in Miami. And this is where it gets really interesting. If you go and look at the other resort condos in Miami, the first and foremost, you only have maybe about 6 of them. So it's a very limited supply. The first to talk about is the Four Seasons in Surfside, which is currently trading at $4,200 a square foot. The next one to consider is Continuum, coming in at $3,400 a square foot. Below that, we have Sit High at $2,550 a square foot. The Aquilina in Sunny Isles coming at $2,400 a square foot. One Park Grove that actually has a sale dollar per square foot ranging right now between $2,500 and $3,400 a square foot. And the Oceana buildings, both in Key Biscayne and in Bal Harbour, coming in at $2,400 a square foot. And then right at the end, as mentioned, the Four Seasons in Brickell, around $1,750 a square foot. What's interesting is this: in the last 5 years, those buildings have appreciated anywhere between 50 and 110%. Why have they been the highest appreciating buildings in Miami? Because they are ultimately the best of the best. It ticks all the boxes. Everybody wants to chase an ultra luxury resort product because it is living on scale. The best gyms, the best pools, the best spas, the best service, the best views. And this is one of those rare animals. How many buildings can you find in Miami that sit on 5 to 6 acres? Very, very few. Now we step into the average appreciation that we might expect to see on this building. Now, we're currently in 2024, and the expected delivery is 2029. Let's say 2030 to be safe. Now, with that in mind, over the next 5 years, investors who come in and buy this building will pay the initial deposit, the groundbreaking, and the top-off. If you add those together, it's 40%, obviously spread out over the next 3 years. But if you just take that number of 40%, and let's say you went out and you bought a $7 million unit, you've got an initial investment of $2.8 million on a $7 million purchase. And then right at the end, you've got your balance to pay. By the time you get into the point of 2030, the value of that unit if averaging against what we've seen in the market up to this date, is around what we saw previously, around 60-65%, that $7 million unit can now be worth potentially over $11 million. And if you look at that initial investment of that $2.8 million, and then you look at the profit, you're looking at 150% appreciation on your initial investment. And this is really the fundamentals of how we measure a good investment. Now, it all comes down to how unique the product is. So now I'm going to tour you around the unit that we have in the sales office and explain why this building's unique, because all of the appreciation is dependent on that uniqueness. So let's show you around. So let's replicate the Mandarin experience by walking into their fully built out showroom, which is exactly what a unit will look like. Let me show you what ultra luxury looks like and why. My butler.
Hey David, come on in.
Eduardo,
Come on.
thank you.
Yes.
So come on in. Let me show you home. The first thing you notice as you come in here is the quality of the materials. From the limestone flooring, which is perfectly laid in large slabs. It's honed, it's sealed, and it gives a very natural tone to the floor. It's a very high quality. I cannot tell you the amount of buildings I've been into where the flooring that they have is just awful. Even a lot of the ones at that luxury resort level that I just gave you on that list don't have flooring like this, or didn't have flooring when it was installed initially by the developer. Then we come into the kitchen. You've got a nice thick slab. Now, the actual counter and the size of the island in the 01, 02, and 03 lines is going to be bigger than this. And this was just obviously done for the showroom to illustrate what you're going to get. But absolutely, the quality of the finishes, from the Gaggenau appliances to the super thick slab on the island counter to the double level, of course, Gaggenau refrigerator and freezer, is all top notch. The stone on the back wall, the detail is there. The devil's in the detail. That's always said. An ultra luxury has to deliver a high level of quality. Now, a ultra luxury product would not be an ultra luxury product unless you had one hell of a view. And here's the thing. The position of this building is right on the tip of Brickell Key. Watch my previous videos, you can see the location. You can replicate a lot of things, but you can not replicate location, because land is the one thing they're not building any more of. And this is what makes this and the other ultra luxury resort product so unique through Miami. And this one particularly, even more than a number of the other ones, because this has unobstructed views, which will be protected in perpetuity, but incredible high ceilings, views that go on and on and on, and an engagement with the environment like nothing else. Now, it's beautiful to walk around. What I do love about this, and again, ultra luxury product, I'm very disappointed when I see silly little terraces with beautiful units, because let's face it, this is Miami. So the size of this terrace is indicative of the size of the terrace that you will get when you come into the Mandarin Oriental. Now I'm stepping back here a good, I want to say more than 10 feet, feels like 10 feet, big enough for a huge outside sofa on one side, lounge chairs on another, and a dining table with what is right now 8 seats. You could do a 20-person dining set here if you wanted to. And this is the view that you will get. This particular view is what you'll see on the corner units. So whether you're on the 02 line or the 03 line, you will get these incredible views. Obviously, one side it's the city side, other side it's the more open water side. It's not a case of which is better, because they're both great, it's just personal taste. And then the one that sits in the middle is the 01 line. Now, let's go inside, let me show you the bathrooms and the closets. And this is really going to surprise a lot of people out there. So many buildings that are ultra luxury do not have well built out closets, but this one cannot and will not disappoint. Let's show you this incredible walk-in closet, fully fitted out. You come through these portals, these very large door frames, and this is something that you immediately recognize when you come into the building and when you come into this unit. The transitions from one room to the another have these incredible, and they call them portals, these frames to go through. So it has the substance and feel of a house. This is very relevant because a lot of buyers coming in here are looking for big units. There are no small units in the Mandarin. The smallest one is 2,350 square feet. And the biggest one, well, goes up to 10,000 square feet plus. You'll have an incredible array. But this is the finish that I've been waiting to see in a lot of luxury buildings, and I typically don't. This is not inspiration. This is how a closet will look. And in fact, the O1 closet will be bigger than this. This is obviously originally designed to kind of replicate that, but some of the closets in the building will be much bigger than this closet. And this is not a small closet. It really isn't. So we're sitting here on a typical Miami day, beautiful day. This is again indicative of a master bedroom, and it is really at scale. This is the size of a master bedroom that I see in single family homes on the water. And again, this is, the kind of height and glass and view that you will get. Really nothing more to say. I don't have to explain it. I'm sure that the video probably won't do this justice, but truly beautiful. So let's transition into the master bathroom. I'm not going to say any more. I'm going to let the visuals do the talking. So let's see how this stacks up against the other new construction within the market. So directly in Brickell, and then we'll expand out to the rest of the city. And this is where everyone calls me and asks my opinion. How does this rank up against the competition? So right now, here is your competition. Mandarin's at $2,500 a square foot. St. Regis is also around $2,500 a square foot. 1428 and Cipriani around $2,000 a square foot. But most clients call me and they want to consider other buildings within Miami at the ultra luxury resort level, and they're willing to consider other neighborhoods. So let's do that. The new Four Seasons in Coconut Grove is coming in at around $3,500 a square foot. Then once you go across to the beach, you've got the Paragon around $3,500 a square foot, Ocean House around $3,500 a square foot, and Rivage, which is around $3,500 a square foot to $4,000 a square foot. And then you've got the Fisher Island project around $4,000 a square foot. And then you've also got some other products such as the Shore Club at a high number, which is obviously going to come even potentially more than that. This is the new condo construction competition. And when you consider it and stack it up, it really should be sitting against just a number of those buildings. It is comparable to, I believe, the Four Seasons in Coconut Grove, which is a more expensive proposition. Although it's not on the beach, I think the quality, the finish, and the lifestyle will also compete it against Paragon, which I also like. Now here's where it's very personal. It's not on the beach, so if you're a beach person, it might not be for you. But that's around $35, and this is around $2,500 a square foot, although I do like that product. And then obviously you've got other buildings as well through the beach area. This will hopefully give you a perspective of value. If you would like more information, see my top 10 new condo construction buildings videos and my other new condo construction analysis, of which we have now 41 different new condo construction projects fully analyzed. And I will give the numbers for those projects as well, independently of this video. This is really giving you the scope and the information that you need to make a better decision. So thank you for watching. Pick up the phone, give me a call.